Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Lim Reviews. So in today's video, we'll be checking out two very hot budget smartwatches. We have the Mi Watch Lite here, as well as the Amazfit Bip U Pro. So both smartwatches comes in at about the same price, and of course, depending on where you're from, the pricing will differ. I just want to say thank you to Dasher again for supplying me with both these smartwatches right here. But yeah, in today's video, we'll be going in-depth, side-by-side with the Mi Watch Lite and the Amazfit Bip U Pro. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me what are the differences between both smartwatches here. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you a really detailed breakdown between the functions and features that you can get on either watch right here. There are a couple of differences in terms of what they offer for their activity tracking, also the stress tracking, heart rate, and all that stuff. So in this video, we'll be going through every item here. I'll also be showing you how notifications show up on both smartwatches right here. And by the end of this video, you should have a clear idea on which device you will want to purchase. So this video might be a little bit longer than usual, so sit back, relax, and let's start the comparison video right away. Alright guys, so here we have the Mi Watch Lite on my left and the Amazfit Bip U Pro on my right. So first up, I just want to compare the design and build quality of both devices. So we take a look at the Mi Watch Lite first. We have plastics going on all over the watch here itself. We do have this silver button here that might be aluminum. I'm not too sure about that material. But the band is somewhat in this curved shape right here, as you can see. There is no latches at the back, but you can still remove it by pressing this little tab right here. So you can swap out the straps to buy other kind of straps from Xiaomi only, because this is not the standard kind of strap. But overall, I would say that the build quality of the Mi Watch Lite is very, very good, very sturdy here, and I love the way it feels on my hand. Alright, so moving on to the Amazfit Bip U Pro. Here we have also plastics going on all over the watch itself. The straps are a little bit more thinner and flimsier compared to the one on the Mi Watch Lite, but you do have the option of swapping it out very easily with these tiny latches at the back. So I would say in terms of user friendliness, the Bip U Pro actually allows you to swap out those bands easily, and you can use other kind of bands with it. So in terms of design and build quality, I would say build quality wise, both are actually built very well, but just in terms of design, I kind of like the one on the Mi Watch Lite a bit better because it just looks more angular. I like how it looks very boxy on this one here, whereas it is a bit more curved here on the Amazfit Bip U Pro. Okay, design is really subjective and you can choose which you prefer. But the next thing I want to talk about here is the display difference. So on paper, the Mi Watch Lite is actually 1.4 inches, whereas the Bip U Pro is 1.43 inches. So it is just that little bit more larger compared to the Mi Watch Lite, but you can't really see the difference here. So in terms of the display quality, alright, so here is where it is a bit different. In my personal opinion, I feel that the display on the Mi Watch Lite is actually a bit clearer and the colors look more deeper and darker. So what I mean by that also is, if you notice here, right, you notice that it is also a flat surface right here, and everything is very clear and sharp on the Mi Watch Lite. Even at different angles, you still can see the watch very clearly. But on the Amazfit Bip U Pro, the watch is a bit curved at the top here, so that creates a lot of reflections when just looking at the watch itself. Display-wise, I would say that it is still clear, but just not as clear as the one on the Mi Watch Lite. So just in terms of display clarity and the brightness and all that, I would say that the win goes to the Mi Watch Lite here for providing us with that slightly clearer display. Alright, so apart from that, I just want to talk a little bit about the watch faces. So the Mi Watch Lite and Amazfit Bip U Pro here comes with a ton of watch faces. You have about 100 over watch faces for the Mi Watch Lite right here, and about 50 plus watch faces for the Amazfit Bip U Pro. But one thing to note here is that the transferring speeds on both watches are very different. For you to put one watch face on the Mi Watch Lite, it will take you about 2 minutes, and that is super slow compared to any other smartwatch that I've tried. So 2 minutes to change the watch face right here, whereas on the Bip U Pro here, it takes about 30 seconds, so you can just keep swapping watch faces. But I guess at the end of the day, once you actually finalize which watch face you want to go with, this shouldn't affect you too much. Alright, another thing that I want to compare here, which I also mentioned in my Mi Watch Lite full video, is the refresh rate on the watches itself. So notice here, when I just navigate around the Mi Watch Lite, there is no animations. Everything just flips directly into the next page. Do notice that here there is no animations once more. You just flick it and it goes to the next page. So the difference here on the Amazfit Bip U Pro is that we do have animations. Notice that we can see it sliding across the menus, the widgets and all that. So it is a bit more fluid, I would say, if you just try it out this way. And if you just go into your app menu right here, you can actually glide through the list of icons right here. But in all honesty, I've been using the Mi Watch Lite for the past few days as well, and I noticed that it's very responsive. So I wouldn't really call it a deal breaker, even though we don't have like, like sliding and the kind of like animations going on. Everything is just one flick, but it does react very responsively. So that's just one thing that you guys should note if you guys are considering buying these watches right here. Moving on to my next point, I just want to talk very quickly about the notifications and how it looks like on both smartwatches right here. So I've got an email already open on both smartwatches, and you can see that they're actually both very good. You can see a lot of text here. Texts are very clear. And notice one thing interesting is that both actually end at the same spot right here. So with the B and the 3 dots at the end. So the amount of text that both can showcase on their displays are actually exactly the same. So not too much to worry about there. I find it pretty good, and they both come with a decent size font, so you can see it very clearly. So very happy with the notifications that you can see on both smartwatches right here. Alright, so let's move on to the next point, and that will be the GPS and activities tracking on both smartwatches. So on the Mi Watch Lite and the Bip U Pro, we both have GPS built in here, and I've tested it outdoors and it works fine. Both GPS locks in at about 10 to 15 seconds depending on your location. So obviously you need to know that you have to wait a little bit for it to lock on. And if you're indoors, like running downstairs from your own building, or like in a more not so open space, the GPS isn't going to be so quick. It will take about 20 seconds and it might not even lock on at all. So just bear in mind that for the best GPS performance, you will need to run in an open space, preferably on a track. But in terms of accuracy, I would say both are actually very similar. There's not much difference between either one. So what's different here is actually in the amount of activity it tracks. And let's start off with the Mi Watch Lite right here. So if I just go into the menu and I go into the list of workouts, you can see that we have only about 11 activities on the Mi Watch Lite. So that's not too many. If you need more, you can actually try out the Bip U Pro, because this comes with about 60 different activities, and it really has too many activities for me to list out. But of course, we still have the basic running, cycling, swimming. Both watches support swimming, by the way, just so you know. But the Bip U Pro actually comes with more stuff. We have your rope skipping and all that. So this is pretty much more activities here on the Bip U Pro. So if you're the kind of person who just does a lot of different activities, you're going to want to check out the Bip U Pro, because this comes with more. Alright, moving on to the next item, I want to talk about the fitness or health related items that these devices track. So on the Mi Watch Lite, it is actually very straightforward. You only have two items that it tracks. Basically, it provides you 24/7 heart rate tracking, which you can see right here, and also it tracks your sleep at night. So these are the only two items that is being tracked on the Mi Watch Lite. However, on the Bip U Pro, it comes with way more items that is being tracked. So for example, we also get your 24/7 heart rate tracking. If you swipe towards the right, you have your SpO2 tracking as well. So you can measure your blood oxygen levels using the Bip U Pro right here, which I think a lot of you guys might appreciate. Moving on, we also have your stress tracking. So this is also not available on the Mi Watch Lite. Please bear that in mind. Apart from this stress tracking, we also have the basic stuff. So bear in mind that this Bip U Pro here tracks a whole lot more items in terms of your health related items. So just to recap very quickly, this Mi Watch Lite only tracks your sleep and your heart rate, whereas the Bip U Pro tracks your sleep, it tracks your naps as well, your heart rate, your SpO2, your stress levels. So a lot more stuff going on here on the Bip U Pro. Alright, moving on, there's another feature that I would like to say that is a bit different on the Bip U Pro, and that is your Alexa assistant here. So you have to connect your Amazon account to use this voice assistant, and you do have a mic here that you can actually speak to the watch to provide some kind of questions for those of you who use Alexa. But me personally, I do not have the Amazon account, so I can't really test this out. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that it will work pretty fine. Alright, so apart from that, I want to talk a little bit about the battery life as well. So on the Mi Watch Lite here, I'm getting about 6 to 7 days of battery life, and that's pretty good actually, I would say, for a smartwatch these days. Whereas on the Bip U Pro, I'm only getting 5 days of battery life. But considering that we do have so many more items that are being tracked on the Bip U Pro, I think that is to be expected. Alright, so to sum it all up, I would say that both devices here are actually great devices. They are both offering a lot of value for the amount of money you have to pay. In terms of pricing alone, I'll put the price down below. It's different in all regions, but yeah, this is about 255 ringgit here in Malaysia, and this is about 269 ringgit here in Malaysia. So that's about 65 US dollars for either one of these. Anyways, if you ask me which you should buy, I would say that if you want something with this kind of design, this kind of block-ish kind of design, you might want to check out the Mi Watch Lite. It does comes with a very nice display, like I mentioned earlier on. Very clear, very bright, and I really love the display quality here. It's just that the refresh rate is not that high, but again, that is not a deal breaker. And if you want to track more activities, you can always check out the Bip U Pro because it tracks way more activities and way more health related items as well. Alright, so one last thing before I go, I just want to show you guys very quickly the app that you use to run both devices. So for the Mi Watch Lite here, you use the Xiaomi Wear app or something like that, and it is optimized here to look pretty good. We have these nice animations and everything going on over here. So very nice graphics going on with the app. You guys can download the app to check out how it looks like. I would say that the app on the Xiaomi Wear is actually pretty good, but if you want more details, definitely we have to go for your Zap app, and that is for the Amazfit app because it is so mature right now, very polished, and you can find almost every feature in the app itself. So that is the slight difference between both devices. The app support is definitely something that you must consider as well, and for now the Amazfit does come with the more complete app. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much it for this quick comparison between both devices right here. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have any troubles or challenges trying to pick one out. Both smartwatches, once again, are pretty good devices for the price they are offering. And yeah, please don't forget to like this video if you found it useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!